Well, good morning, and I'm glad you're here with me today because I'm going to show you this morning how to make some warm apple oatmeal. You guys are going to love this. It's great for fall, and I showed you in another video that I had little packets of, I want to say instant, it's not instant oats, but basically ready in an instant. That's how you can think of it, instantly quick oats. And now I'm going to share the recipe of how I make this, okay? And I'll just tell you quick, I have two versions. This is what I've been doing for myself the last, I don't know, quite a few years now. And it's a healthy version, but I have a very simple version, and I'll put that down below so you can see that if you don't want to add all this extra health, if you just want to stay super simple, you can do that too. The first thing I am going to share with you is how I get my apples like this right here just ready to put into my mix, okay? See if I can just show you this real quick. I take, now these dried apples that I'm using are on a little bit on the crunchy side. I would put some in a Ziploc, and I would put enough in for about a jar like this. You're only gonna use a tablespoon per packet, so this jar is gonna go a long ways for me, okay? Because I'm the main one around here that eats it now, so I put those dried apples in a Ziploc bag and literally just crunch them with a rolling pin. They crunch so easy. Okay, that's how easy that is. Set that aside. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. If you have apples like these that are softer, a little bit more like store-bought dried apples, I would just use kitchen scissors. That's how I cut these up, or a knife. It works just to chop them up. Either way, whatever kind of dried apples you use, that's some little tidbits and a hint on that, okay? So now, let's just dive right in. I'm gonna take a simple baggie. Usually I use little snack bags. I accidentally bought the square bags, but I think these are gonna work fine. The ones that I have right here are actually a sandwich bag, whatever size you have. This is simple, guys, okay? So I just start out and I put my oats in here first. I'm gonna follow my recipe. Really, it calls for 3/8 cup of oats. And I know that's kind of a crazy, like who has 3/8, okay? So 3/8 is actually a scant half a cup. If you're unsure what a scant is, it's just a shy half a cup, okay? That's what scant means. But if you wanted it hearty, you could use a half a cup. I kind of made this recipe just to fit how much oatmeal I wanted in the morning. So you can alter this around and play with it to make it fit exactly the way you want, okay? But this is what I do. I love it. It works super well. I just love having this all ready. I dump it in the pan, ready to go. And I came up with this also because, as I'm going to show you, I'm going to pull this tray of healthy things. I don't want to get all this out every time. I want to just be super simple. And so that's what we're going to do here. Next, we're going to put in our dried apples, and that gets a tablespoon. Again, you could add more if you wanted to. Just remember, you'll have to adjust your liquid. Okay, so next we're going to do coconut oil. And yes, you're probably all thinking, seriously, she's putting coconut oil in this? And this calls for 1 teaspoon of coconut oil. And I'm actually using a regular spoon because I don't want my teaspoon to get icky with the powder. I'm gonna use it for some other things. And literally, this is exactly what I do. I plunk it in there. It's cool right now. I'm in a cool season, so my coconut oil is not liquid. If it was liquid, I wouldn't do this, okay? I would add it at the end, or I would add MTC oil right when I was gonna serve it, so you could do that too. But it's cool, it's gonna stay cool, and I have done this. These last for, I don't know, a few weeks. I even traveled with them, had them for a month. They never went bad. So, okay, let's keep right on going. Cinnamon is next. And cinnamon gets 1/4 teaspoon. And this is a half, so this is a half teaspoon, so I'm only gonna use half of that because I don't have a 1/4 by me right now. Next is 3 pinches of salt. And I forgot to get my salt out. So just put in about 3 pinches of salt, okay? And that salt really does add a nice little bit of flavor to it. Now comes my, what I would call, this would be pretty basic, coconut oil, salt, your apple, your oats. Now I'm gonna really boost up the health, okay? And I'm gonna add some collagen, and I'm gonna add some gelatin. My labels are a little sloppy here today. My gelatin gets 1 teaspoon. So gelatin, I'm using a pastured gelatin. Again, I'm gonna link below. Yes, I keep mine in small jars, my gelatin and my collagen and several of things. I just don't like having these big canisters in my drawer, okay? So that's not that I don't want you to know what brand I'm using. You're all gonna wonder what brand. So again, I'm gonna link those below for you. Some good healthy brands to use. Okay, next I've got my collagen, and collagen gets 1 tablespoon. And for collagen, I would say, this is plain. Ancient Nutrition is where I get mine from. They have lots of different flavors. You could add a flavored collagen if you wanted in here. Sky is the limit. Next is lecithin. A little bit of lecithin is really good for us. Lecithin makes things creamy, gives kind of nice mouth appeal if you add it to, that's what I call, if you add it to your coffees or lattes or your oatmeal. Okay, and next we need our protein powder, and I am using a bone protein powder that is vanilla. It's just because it's my favorite one. Again, use your favorite one. I don't like any soy protein powders, so kind of stick with this brand. And that is it. Now it's ready to go, okay? You can put a label on it, and usually I just write out a bunch, and it's ready to go. That simple. I stick all these in a basket, and they sit in my pantry until I'm ready to make it. Now, to make it, I'm going to show you how easy it is to just make this up. So let's get some boiling water going. Now, this is how easy it is to just quickly make up one of these packets. I've got 3/4 cups of water. I turn my burner on, put my 3/4 cup of water in. I'm going to let my water get hot. I do want my water boiling, so we'll wait just a minute for that to get boiling. Okay, so my water is bubbling, boiling away. This is exactly what I want. It doesn't take very long. I'm gonna take my little packet. I'm just gonna dump it all in here, just like so. And I'm gonna give it a quick little stir. I just wanna keep it boiling, simmering. And I usually let mine cook for about 2 minutes. I don't even time it, you guys. I do it just like this. And you can let it simmer for a full minute if you wanted to, or 2, however. I gotta believe I'm close to 2 minutes. And this is about, I'm pretty impatient. This is called instant breakfast for a reason. Put my lid on. You can let it simmer for another minute more if you wanted to. Actually, I'm so busy videoing, I forgot to do what I normally do. Usually, I put in my vanilla, which I forgot to do, about 1/2 teaspoon. And literally, I do mine like that. You could add a little dab of maple extract if you wanted to also. Okay, I usually do add those 2 in here. And this is where I would add my MTC oil. You could put a little almond extract in this. Whatever your favorites are. I put the lid on, I turn the burner off. I'm not gonna overcook mine. So then I just let it sit for 3 to 4 minutes. We'll come back. It'll be delicious. Now it is ready, and it is delicious looking. I'm just gonna give it a little stir. All the water is absorbed. This is exactly how I love mine. If you want it to be softer, you could add more water. If you want it to be firmer, you just add a little less water. That's all you do to this, okay? We have all this healthy, good nutrition packed into one bowl, ready and quickly, all because we made it in a little packet. If I had to get all 7 or 8 of these ingredients out every time, I would never make this for myself. I make it when these packets are ready. It's just like an instant oatmeal from the store, except we're using whole oats and other goodness. Now, to serve this, if you want to, if you're dairy free, you can use almond milk, and you could put some almond milk on here, or you could put regular milk, or sometimes often I don't put any milk on it at all. If it isn't sweet enough, you could add a little shake of monk fruit yet. If you wanted pumpkin spice, you could add a little pumpkin spice on top. You guys, this recipe is even good when I have added dried raspberries instead of the apples. Of course, it turns your oatmeal pink, which little girls might love that. So with that, I am gonna close, and I'm gonna actually enjoy this bowl of oatmeal now because I didn't have my breakfast yet. I was waiting to enjoy this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.